We are back together again to learn how do we earn points in this class. We're going to learn more about how we earn points in this class because in this video, I'm going to talk about quizzes. And if I have time, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the social event, current event, social issue projects, and also the tests. We'll probably be able to do all three of those in this video. So the video that you just watched was about reaction papers and the extra credit discussion board. So both of those things are covered in that video. So you need to familiarize yourself with that so you'll know what the heck a reaction paper is and how often it's due and all that kind of stuff. But in this one, we're going to talk about quizzes. And please notice that I have air quotes around quizzes, again, or weekly, the word weekly, pardon me, the word weekly quizzes, I have air quotes around because, again, just like the reaction papers, I'm only going to count 10. However, with the quizzes, you can do more than 10. Reaction papers, you can't do more than 10. You only do 10. There's only 10 slots in course content to fill in reaction paper grades anyway. There's only 10 slots. But with quizzes, you'll see 17 slots. Okay, and so you need to take as many quizzes as you can over the course of the semester. They always cover the weekly content. And the reason I say take as many as you can skip some if you want to. If you just intentionally want to skip some, that's fine. I'm going to drop the 7 highest, erase that. I'm going to drop the 7 lowest quiz scores. I'm only going to keep the 10 highest quiz scores for you over the course of the semester. So there's 17 quizzes. There's quiz 1 is in the start here folder. Quiz 2 is in the week 1 folder. Quiz 3 is in the week 2 folder, so on and so on and so forth. And so you take as many quizzes as you possibly can to get as high a score as you possibly can. But I'm only going to count the 10 highest scores that you have, and 100 points is the highest you can get on your quizzes this semester. Okay, so that's why the air quotes are around weekly quizzes. Some people intentionally skip some. If you've watched the reaction paper video already, you should have watched the reaction paper video already. I mentioned how there's projects due 4 times a semester and there's tests due twice a semester. So there's 6 weeks in the semester where there's additional stuff. In addition to your weekly reaction paper and your weekly quiz, there's additional stuff due. And so some people intentionally choose to skip the reaction paper or to skip the quiz that week. And if you do, it won't hurt you. But if you want as many opportunities to make a 10 out of 10 as possible, then take all 17 quizzes and I'm only going to count the highest 10 scores for you. Okay? So, let's see, let me go to the quiz rules. Here we go. So also in this folder, you'll see this list of rules provided. And so each quiz is 10 points. Do your best. Only 10 of the 17 quizzes are going to count. Do I repeat myself? I think so. So you also need to know that you can't earn extra credit for doing extra quizzes. The extra credit comes from that extra credit discussion board, which I talk about in the last like 2-3 minutes of the reaction paper video, the one just before this. Excuse me. So in other words, no, you're not going to get extra credit if you make, higher than 100 points on all 17 quizzes. Of course, you will make a higher than 100 points if you take all 17 quizzes, but you can't get extra credit that way. You get extra credit the other way that I've already explained. Go back to that lecture and look. Okay, so there's also no makeup quizzes. So if you don't take a quiz. So the quiz is linked in every weekly folder. Every single weekly folder will have all the stuff that you need to do, from the reading assignment to the lectures you need to take notes on, to the reaction paper link, which is a journal tool, to the quiz link, to the extra credit discussion board link. That quiz link is going to disappear Sunday night at midnight. So the reaction paper and the quiz are both due Sunday night at midnight. You should do your reaction paper before the quiz because you can use your reaction paper as like study time. You write out your notes in paragraph format to review the information, and then you do better on the quizzes that way. But plan your own schedule so that you have plenty of time before Sunday night at midnight to turn everything in. If you are going to wait till the last minute, you better set yourself an alarm to turn in that reaction paper at 11 p.m. so you have plenty of time to do the quiz. Or do them on Wednesday afternoon, or do them on Saturday morning. You're going to have them available all week. The only thing I suggest is if you are a face-to-face student watching this video, please make sure that you attend all of your face-to-face classes class sessions that particular week before you write your reaction paper and before you take your quiz, because you need to have all the lessons in your notes before you take that quiz that week. Okay. So they're due Sunday nights at midnight. They will disappear after that. Typically they are 5 to 10 questions, multiple choice, true, false. There might be some matching in there. Sometimes fill in the blank. Yeah, they're not timed. You can open them early in the week and print it out if you want to and answer it while you're taking notes on the lectures. You can do that if you want to. The quizzes are about you paying attention to the class schedule, keeping up with your lessons. They're not terribly challenging. They are not designed to make you have to study for 3 hours before you try to take your quiz. They are designed to review the information, should be straightforward in the review, and just, kind of keep a pulse check on, am I doing my assignments on a regular basis in sociology class. Okay, I think I've said this already. I think I've said all the rest of this stuff already. So these are the quiz rules for success. And so we do have a little bit extra time that I can go back to this syllabus thing and talk about the tests. So there's 2 tests, the midterm and the final. The midterm will be due something like, I don't know, March 10th, something like that. You'll have to look in your course content and on the schedule that's printed on later on in this syllabus to see the exact week to expect it. It'll be due sometime early the 8th week of class. Sometime early the 8th week of class is when it's going to be due. And so, and you'll have an announcement in Blackboard. You will never have to guess or wonder. I will send out weekly announcements. I'll probably send out more than one announcement per week to tell you what's going on in the class and what's due. So the tests are 50 questions, 100 points each. They're usually 50 questions, and you'll have 6, 8, 10 days to work on it. You access it, answer some, save it. Don't submit it until you're ready with all your answers, and then you submit it before the due date, and we're good to go. The projects, you're going to have 4 projects, and they cover the 4 learning outcomes that we have in our class. So in every weekly folder, you'll see learning outcomes listed. You see all 4 of them listed in the syllabus and on the Start Here page of our Blackboard class. But every single week, we are working toward building knowledge and practice and application of those learning outcomes that we're supposed to be able to master before we finish the class successfully. And so look in each weekly folder for what those learning outcomes are. And then on the project, you are going to see on each project that you have due, you'll see at the very, very top where you put your name, you'll see this project assesses this particular learning outcome, or this part of this learning outcome and this part of another learning outcome. And so these projects are kind of like, they take the place of a unit test. We have 4 of them, and it's kind of like the first one is at the end of what would be the first unit, where you're building on the initial foundation of sociology. And then the second one is like the second unit test, so to speak, but you do it in a project. So it's not like, multiple choice, boring stuff. You get to create stuff. You get to answer specific questions. Read something and analyze it, or watch a video and analyze it, and that kind of stuff. So that's what the projects are. You'll have one of them due like February 10th, I want to say. One of them due like March 7th, I want to say. So, something like this. Look at the schedule, because I'll have the specific dates all written down in the schedule, so you don't have to memorize it. I don't have it memorized. You don't have to either. So after you do all these things successfully, you've got 600 points in the class, and you've got that extra credit thing that you need to be able to take advantage of from day one. And so please do that, and text me with questions. Make sure that you watch all the videos in this weekly folder before you take quiz 1, and make sure you know the due date for quiz 1 so it doesn't disappear without you taking it. It's your job to pay attention to those things, and I will see you again in the next video. It's going to be a great semester. Bye.